now for ShowBiz. Mala Karen Yali is here. Were you at the Afro Nations?
Yeah, I was there for the Sunday event. And you know how when it ended, a lot of people gave the show good reviews. Talked about how the stage was beautiful and all.
I was there myself.
Oh really?
Yeah, it was really popping.
Yeah, it was. And one thing people do not know is that it was put together by a Ghanaian called Rudy Kwachi. He's the CEO of Rave Group.
Great job.
And he was on the executive lounge with Inshirado on Joy FM, and he basically was telling us about how challenging it was to put together that event.
Show indeed.
We literally leveled the land. We created access roads. Fill the spaces. We had to do something. And yes, it's not your property. Why are you doing all that for a 4-day event? When you're done, you pack and go. I said, no, you're looking at it wrong. If they come and they don't get a good experience at the venue, it's not just the venue that best. In fact, the venue will be probably the last consideration that gets punched. We went as far as dredging the Kweshi Lagoon. We cleaned up the lagoon. It's a 2-week intense operation.
Why did you do that?
Because the time was way past for you and the city authorities to be having conversations. Why is this place clean? You are bringing thousands of people that have never probably been and want to come to give them an experience. If they come, they will not say that, oh, shame on Ladma or Lekma or Akramet or the mayor. None of those people are in the front line. It costs a pretty penny, very pretty. That amount actually can stage a show. Okay. For cleaning alone, what we spent on cleaning. We're serving 750 meals for the 4 days. That's just staff meals.
750 meals a day?
A day.
For
3 times a day. For 4 days. But the build period, I think I started build with not less than about 60 people, and they kept increasing because each one comes. Our daily labor that we source from the La Township and the Teshi Township, you have to put something back. We're doing an average of 150, 200 people a day. 99% of the build that you saw was sourced here, operated by people here. There was an external team that we brought, but the large team that we brought was technology we didn't have here that we imported, which was the RFID, management systems, whatnots. But this was a Ghana execution. Let nobody have any single doubt.
But was he saying that feeding 750 people was a challenge?
Yeah, one of the
I
challenges.
don't see that as a challenge.
Why?
Because you charge 350 cities for a day, and the program was running for 4 days. If one person attended for 4 days, you know how much that is?
Tell me.
And you're feeding 750 people
well,
and you're complaining.
That's Aisha's opinion. But away from that, recently Rex Omar came out, I don't know if you've seen that interview, he came out to state or give a caution to the VGMA board not to lift the ban of, Stonebwoy and Shatawale. So as to serve as a deterrent to other artists. Now, when he made that statement, a lot of people have reacted, social media in particular. Some people, seem to agree with him, some do not. But I, spoke with Chatter House rep, who says, look, the decision by the VGMA board still holds until their next, board meeting.
No, Chatter House is just the organizer of the event. We're just event organizers. Now, everything that concerns the award scheme itself is determined by the board. Per the actions of the 2 gentlemen at the last VGMA, the board met and took a decision. Based on the decision, it was communicated to the public as to what they thought was appropriate under the circumstance. Now, between then and now, the board hasn't changed their decision. There'll be a meeting of the board later this month or early February. Based on that meeting, if anything has changed from their last decision, then that will be communicated. But as of now, the board, which is independent of Charterhouse, I need us to appreciate that fact, that the board, which is independent of Charterhouse, has taken a decision, and for now, that is what is on the table.
With the next meeting they would have, I know you're not part of the board, but do you think they will take into consideration the concerns music lovers have raised in regards to they considering lifting the ban?
The Ghana Music Awards has always been about the fans. So, of course, they will take all those those comments or feedback from the music lovers into consideration in their deliberations. So, yes, as you recall, Shatawale has been off the scheme and he was brought back based on various activities. So the board is not insensitive to the concerns of the music public. So they will take all that into consideration and then take a decision that's the best for the scheme, and then for the music lovers too as well. So we are hopeful that they will take a decision that is mutually beneficial to the scheme and the patrons of music.
But if you ask me, I think the two have shown signs of
remorse.
Because they say they've smoked the
peace pipe,
even though they can pull surprises sometimes. But I think the event organizers should also look at the brighter side. You know, the crowd the two people pull and how they make the events interesting. So they should consider it.
Now, to some good news for all Game of Thrones fans, well, HBO, they've announced that they'll release the prequel season of the series in 2022, and it's going to be based on a movie by George R.R. Martin called House of Dragons. So yeah, that's some good news for all Game of Thrones fans. So, and that'd be all for ShowBiz.
Thank you so much, Noella Karinyale, for ShowBiz, and that